Did you know?
80% of consumers begin their research online when searching for a product or service. 94% of consumers will judge an organization by its digital presence. Hi, my name is Jessica Sheely, founder and CEO of GPD Creative Agency.
GPD is an award-winning creative agency that assists organizations to create meaningful and memorable digital marketing strategies. What makes GPD different? Our team of creative geniuses who are experts in digital emotional intelligence and digital storytelling, creating content that captures, connects, and closes the deal for your buyer.
Branding is not just about your company logo, fonts, or colors. It's a strategic effort to establish a desired perception of your company within the minds of potential customers.
Since 2015, GPD has supported hundreds of organizations within our global footprint through core competencies such as brand strategy, user experience and website design, and video production. In addition, GPD has collaborated with several organizations, including Fifth Third Bank and the City of Cincinnati, to provide premier digital marketing services to minority-owned businesses, further enhancing the brand presence of diverse suppliers in Ohio's ecosystem.
To learn more about our organization, be sure to visit us online at www.createwithgpd.com.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our third annual Self-Improvement Strategies for Entrepreneurs webinar series. Woo! I always enjoy this annual series, but I tell you, being a working mom, a working professional, it's trying to juggle many balls at one time. So if you catch me winded, it's because I'm chasing the little one around, trying to make sure that she is situated for our time this evening. But I want to get right into it. I am so delighted we have a wonderful special guest with us this evening. She has blessed us with her presence for the third year in a row. So I so appreciate her giving her a yes. Once again, I am going to bring her on the stage so that you all can see her beautiful face. And I am going to read her bio so you can get to know who this beautiful woman is that we have with us tonight, talking about all things self-care for entrepreneurs. So, Miss Sonya Frazier, she is a self-care advocate who educates and empowers women, especially women of color, to create an attainable definition of self-care and to make the practice of self-care an integral part of their lives. She is passionate about developing people to become their best selves so they can in turn live their lives to the fullest extent. She pursued and received an undergraduate degree in psychology from the University of Maryland, College Park.
Go Terps.
Okay, represent. And she continued her education at the University of South Florida, where she completed her Master of Arts degree in counselor education with a specialization in mental health counseling. So, as a licensed mental health counselor, Sonya has a wealth of both personal and professional experience regarding the importance of routine self-care for optimal wellness. After all, as she often says and reminds me, that self-care is the best care. Ooh.
You
Please
got it. You
welcome
got
Miss
it,
Sonya
Jessica.
Frazier. How are
Yeah.
you doing this evening?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I am doing well. I hope that I have my little one situated for just
Me
long enough for us
too.
to have
Me
a
too.
peaceful and productive conversation without too many interruptions. But I'm sure that our audience who will be joining us either live or watching the replay understands the life of a busy entrepreneur. That is who this series is for, entrepreneurs. September is what's known as Self Improvement Month. And so we at GPD want to focus on ways that entrepreneurs can improve themselves, because if we are no good, our businesses suffer, our families suffer. Nothing can go as planned or as we would like to if our cups are not full. So I have asked again, Miss Sonya. I can't think of a better person. So as long as she keeps saying yes, y'all gonna get to see her beautiful face year after year, as we talk about self care for part one of our series. So I'm gonna shut up, Miss Sonya. Please, let's talk to the people about whatever you want to talk to us about and enlighten us about how we can improve as entrepreneurs in the realm of self care.
For sure. So, first of all, thank you, Jessica, for having me yet another year. It's always an honor to be able to come back. I don't take it lightly or for granted.
Yes.
I want to, just honor you for creating this space and being consistent with it for 3 years. And as an entrepreneur, knowing the importance of self care and really highlighting that, because that's something that people don't really talk about in the entrepreneur space. You hear a
Yeah.
lot of like grind, hustle, do more. If you don't get out and work 32 hours a day, stuff that's not even possible, you're not going to be successful. So, thank you for the vision and the foresight to include self care as one of the topics, and especially as the first topic for your series of self improvement strategies. So,
Yes.
as you know, yes, go ahead. I'll give you a second to absorb, your
Yes.
flowers because
Yeah.
you deserve it. You deserve
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. So I am again so excited. I just think that this topic, we can't talk about it enough. And like you said, it doesn't seem like we take the pauses or the moments um, to just self reflect and figure out what our plan for self-care actually is. So I hope that by the end of this evening, the audience will walk away. I'm sure, I don't hope, I know that they will walk away with some actionable steps that they can take to implement self-care in their daily life.
Good, 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 good. Well, in order to implement it, let's start with the definition. I know you
Yes.
love the definition of self-care. I always start with it level set because there's a lot of ideas, or people might think of self-care as another task or something else to do on my thousand to-do list already. But what I really do and really like to talk about is helping to simplify self-care. So I want to do that by first understanding what self-care really is. You might see it, you might think, I got to book a spa day for $300, or, take a flight and do all the things. But no, it can be that if that works for you, but it's attainable to everyone at any moment of the day, any moment that you might need. So, the definition of self care is the intentional practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, or financial health.
Yes.
Yes,
I feel like we need to hear it again.
I will say it again. I will say it again.
Yes.
So, self care is the intentional practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional health.
Yes.
And it can include financial as well.
Yes.
I do
Yes.
add that in the definition. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the beauty of that definition, as we've talked about previously, and I'll talk about it again, is intentionality. And it is so important to be intentional about the practice of self-care. And I love how I know that we'll get into this, but how you talk about it doesn't have to be a fancy spa day. It doesn't have to be something that is going to blow your budget. It just has to be an intentional practice. So, can you talk to us about how can one go about identifying um, self care for themselves? Because it is something that is individualistic, right? Would you say
Mhm.
that? So, how
For
can one
sure.
go about identifying what self care is for them?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Good question. I would always start with what brings you peace? What are
Mhm.
some things that re energize you, refresh you, restore you? What are those activities that you're doing that just bring that sense of calm, peace, tranquility, joy to your
Yes.
life, to your spirit? So I would start there. When I was thinking about it earlier today, I actually thought, foundational. So you might see a lot of things that could be self care, um, whether it's on social media, the internet, whatever the case may be. You might see other people doing self care. You might follow the hashtag self care to get ideas. But I really want to emphasize that it is an individualized process and individualized journey. So you got to do
Yes.
what works for you. If going outside for a walk does nothing for your mind or your spirit, that's not your self care, and that's
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
At least not today. Self care is a perpetual, continuous journey where you can learn, you can explore new things, try new things to see if it works. If it doesn't, that's fine. No judgment, um, no loss. You tried something new, it didn't work. That's it.
Hmm.
So I would definitely start with the foundation. Go with what you know really restores, recharges you at this point. Once you got that down, you have, okay, these are my 5 go to self care things in your toolbox. Then start exploring other things. Then start
Hmm.
trying to branch out and say, I saw that hot yoga, let me see what that's about. That might be
Hmm.
okay. It might be.
Hmm.
I don't know. But definitely go with the core of what you know is your true go to self care, things that bring you peace, things that just really reset you. No
Yes.
matter how big, how simple they could be, it could just be deep breathing. I'm
Hmm.
really big on just take 4 deep breaths.
Hmm.
Breathe in, hold it, let it go slowly. That
Yes.
can change and reset your whole mood, um, aura, everything.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
simple and it's free. And you can do
Yep.
that anytime of the
Yep.
day. You don't have to
Yes.
have anything special for that. So that can be
Yes.
self-care. So really um, expanding the definition and helping people to reimagine what self-care can be in their lives. That's what I love to do. Um,
Yes.
and really, today we were talking about what were we going to focus on. And I think a big thing for entrepreneurs and one thing that I'm seeing a lot of is rest. So
Hmm.
there was a shift, like I said, it's a grind, grind, grind culture, but now it seems like the tides are shifting into
Yes.
more of the rested entrepreneur or that
Yes.
soft life being available to you as well. Have you seen that as well, Jessica?
I have, and I love that for us. I will have
Yeah.
to say, I absolutely love that for us. I think adding color to what you spoke about as we identify what self care is for us as entrepreneurs, I
Hmm.
really had an aha moment with that. And my aha moment actually came from a friend. I was talking about things that I do, and I'm like, she asked me, what is something that you actually do for yourself, as we're talking about self-care. And I gave the example, well, I go to get my nails done routinely. And she was like, girl, that's an errand. I'm like, you know what, I never really thought about it and like that. And she's right. Like, for me, for my lifestyle, for the longevity of how I go get my nails done, I don't consider that a treat anymore. For
Mm-hmm.
me, that's something that is a part of my life. So I would not put that in the category, though it is an element of self care. Mentally, when I think about self care, for me, it can be something as simple as taking those deep breaths, like you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we've been in sessions, and that awareness of the deep breathing for me actually, it brought me to tears, honestly, like not even knowing why, that happened, but it was almost like a knee jerk reaction of needing that specific type of self care. So I
Yeah.
love that you provide us those examples, and I agree. I feel that shift of the rested entrepreneur, and I think the true reason at its core of why that's happening is because so many entrepreneurs, professionals, you don't even have to be an entrepreneur, are becoming burnt out. And so please tell us more about your thoughts on rest, and how it is integral for our lives as professionals and entrepreneurs.
Yes, for sure. And, I think that's great and a great perspective. And before I go into rest, I would just, encourage people. You asked earlier, how do I know what self care is for me? So when you thought about going to the nail shop to get your nails, but now it's like a task or, a to do, um, I would challenge people to think about what is it that you're experiencing at the nail shop? Because I don't know that it's actually the nails. It might be, okay, this is time to myself. This
Mhm.
is, the calming music. Think about that on a deeper level. So really scratch the surface for some of those activities that, are monetary that you might consider to self-care. What's the underneath? Like let's lift up the covers a little
Mhm.
bit and see what you're really getting out of that. And go for that. So, again, to make it attainable, hey, maybe this month I can't get my nails done. I don't know. Does that
Mhm.
mean I can't do self care? Or does that mean it's the separation or the quiet time that I experience at the nail shop? Okay, let me see
Yeah.
if I can create that in my home or somewhere else. So, yes.
Yes.
So, with that,
That awareness.
um,
That's that awareness for us.
yes, that's what I'm here for. I do.
Yes.
So with that, let's talk about what the definition of rest is, because I've talked about this a couple of times, and every time people are shocked. They're like, "So rest isn't sleeping?" And I'm like, it's not. That's just only a part of it. So rest can be ceasing to work. The textbook definition is ceasing to work or movement in order to relax, refresh oneself, or recover strength. An instance or period of relaxing, ceasing to engage in strenuous or stressful activity. So, those are the two definitions of rest. And there are also a few types of rest that I'll get into a little bit. So, rest is more than sleep, as we heard from that definition. We didn't even hear sleep in that definition. So, sleep is a recharging activity that happens when you're unconscious. Rest is a recharging activity that happens when you are conscious. So, even in working out, I'm back on my workout thing. So, even in working out, they have active rest periods. So, that doesn't mean you get to stand and just breathe and catch your breath. No, they're having you doing some um, jumping jacks or doing something where you're just not standing still. So it's real. I would just say that, rest is necessary to have the energy that you want to do, to have the ability to pour into your business, what you want to pour into. As entrepreneurs, you want to produce quality products. How can you do that when, you can barely keep your eyes open? You might make mistakes. You might have some oversights on the project that you're working on that could have been avoided if you were working from a fresh and refreshed mind and rested self. So just to try to take the guilt away from it, because a lot of people do find rest as being lazy, and that's not the case. And I would encourage people to unpack that in a safe space if that is what you associate with rest, because um, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve your family, your business, your clients to think that getting some rest is a sign of laziness. Nothing can operate 24/7. I don't know anything that that doesn't burn out. Appliances, our phones don't even do that. Everything has to be recharged. So what makes us
Yeah.
different?
One would say maybe New York City is the city that doesn't sleep, but I think they need rest too.
They got to go to bed sometime. Those people that sleep, they might just sleep at different hours, but they have to go to bed. They're working
Yes.
shifts, okay?
Yes.
Working chefs. But you did speak about burnout, and I do want to comment on that, because that's a lot of what's going on, or a lot of what I see, what I like to work with people on burnout prevention. Just coming from a space where I was burnt out to a crisp before, trying to burn a lot of candles on all the ends. I really work to not get there anymore. And it's more than just, oh, just take a couple days off. Burnout prevention is much like self-care, an active and intentional practice that you need to do. You need to have those strategies built into your everyday, every week life, so you're not too far gone to catch it before it gets too bad and it sits you down. Because it will sit you down, whether it's your health, physical, mental, emotional. You just really have to be in tune. And I was reading where it said that research said that, people who report feeling burnt out can take months or even years before they start feeling recovered. So, this periodic rest or continual focus on rest is very integral to burnout prevention as well.
Oh my gosh, I cannot. There's just so much to unpack there. And of course, I've been very vocal and expressive about my journey and my experience with burnout. And so, one of the first things that I always tell people is that burnout, experiencing burnout, is not a badge of honor. Like, you're not going to walk away with an award for burning yourself out. And I am also a witness that it takes some time to recover from experiencing burnout. So those months, those years, I would say for me it was more like the years. And even being 1 year removed, I am still in a place where I have to continuously monitor my workload and how often I'm at the computer and doing things like that. So I want us to take a commercial break. We are transparent, so we're hearing our little ones in the background. We're gonna take a quick break, a moment, just take a beat as part of self-care and being good mommies to make sure that our little ones are situated. So we'll come back. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Did you know 80% of consumers begin their research online when searching for a product or service? 94% of consumers will judge an organization by its digital presence. Hi, my name is Jessica Sheely, founder and CEO of GPD Creative Agency.
GPD is an award-winning creative agency that assists organizations to create meaningful and memorable digital marketing strategies. What makes GPD different? Our team of creative geniuses who are experts in digital emotional intelligence and digital storytelling, creating content that captures, connects, and closes the deal for your buyer.
Branding is not just about your company logo, fonts, or colors. It's a strategic effort to establish a desired perception of your company within the minds of potential customers.
Since 2015, GPD has supported hundreds of organizations within our global footprint through core competencies such as brand strategy, user experience and website design, and video production. In addition, GPD has collaborated with several organizations, including Fifth Third Bank and the City of Cincinnati, to provide premier digital marketing services to minority-owned businesses, further enhancing the brand presence of diverse suppliers in Ohio's ecosystem.
To learn more about our organization, be sure to visit us online at www.createwithgpd.com.
Being that they already have a strong hold on like jobs, just different resources, it can be a meeting hub for Black people.
When I think about the role of the Urban League in the next 70 years, I tend to have a lot more questions than I do answers. And those questions center around how can we best equip the Black community to function and thrive in a digital world? As I think about my first encounters with the Urban League, I think back to the days when I participated in the summer youth program. And it was through that program that I got my first job working as a bagger with the Kroger Company. And through that experience, I really learned about what it meant to have a job and the responsibilities that come along with that. Things like the importance of punctuality and the importance of having the right attitude and mindset when you show up to work. Those are skills that I've learned and that I use in my daily life as an entrepreneur today.
The Urban League kind of exposed me to a new side of technology. So, yeah, forever get a shout out to the Urban League for that.
And we are back. No, but
Yes, we are.
Yes, we
Burnout
are.
prevention, right? You can be burnt out as a mommy as well. Get your rest.
Listen, we might have to add a part 5 for that one. Seriously. Because moms are definitely, as I stated when I first got on, are juggling a lot. So I don't want to, belabor the evening. It is the evening. And so we don't want to take anyone away from their evening routine for much longer. I would just love for you, Ms. Sonya, to give any parting words or anything that you did not get to talk about with regards to rest. Share with the people what you are feeling and what they should know and do to walk away with a plan for self-care.
Yes, for sure. Of course, I want to start with a little mantra that you can hold on to. So I got this actually from a book that I read by Casey Davis. Rest is a right, not a reward. So anytime you feel bad in your entrepreneur journey or just in life of, I could be doing more, I should be doing this, the woulda, coulda, shouldas that really don't serve us either. Just remember, rest is a right, not a reward. I don't have to do 38 things on my checklist before I have a seat and calm myself and recharge my body. So rest is a right, not a reward. Rest is productive. What you have to think about what you're doing to your body. You are calming it down. You're giving it space to refresh, renew, re-energize, and restore whatever is needed, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, emotional. You're giving it the opportunity to do that. So Hold on to those two things whenever you feel bad about resting or taking a nap or sitting in silence or whatever the case may be. As far as how to implement it and be successful with it, schedule it in. So make sure, put it on your calendar as something that you do, whether you take a 30-minute nap during the day, a 30-minute walk, whatever the case may be. Make sure you're scheduling in time like it's an appointment. And don't negotiate on that. I think I talked about that last year. Just, those non negotiables. And really think about the benefit of rest as opposed to the time factor that you are utilizing for it.
Yeah.
Also, I would just say, just keep in mind if you are having a period where you have a big project or deliverable that will take you, over the amount of hours that you really want to work a day, make sure once that's done, that deadline is met, schedule in some rest. I understand there are times where you do have to push yourself a little bit, but make sure on that back end, it's like, okay, I won't take appointments for that
Yes.
morning. So
Mm-hmm.
you can get some rest, you can sleep in, you can go outside. A big thing, I know there are 7 areas of rest, and I'll just briefly say those. Or if you guys want it, you can reach out to me on email or follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, send me a message and I'll be sure to send them to you. But one I think that is really good for entrepreneurs is creative rest. So
Mm-hmm.
that is making sure that you're inspired, you're surrounded by things that inspire you. So taking a step back from a project when you've been engrossed in it, to allow your brain to refresh itself without the pressure of producing something, having an outcome, seeing what
Mm-hmm.
that does for you, going to a new side of town, taking a new route home, just really changing up your environment however you can. So you can be inspired, you can create new things if you're having sort of like the brain block or writer's block, whatever the case may be, just take a step away
Mm-hmm.
and refresh yourself. Get some sunlight. That vitamin D does a lot for you. Um,
Yes.
just do what you got to do. Do something, but don't just stay in there burning yourself out. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
those are parting things I can say that.
Beautiful. Oh
Make
my
sure you're a
goodness.
priority in your life. Like
That's
your
right.
business is a priority, but if you're running the business, you got to be prioritized over that business because
That's
it
right.
won't run without you. So.
No, it will not. And I would say a lot of entrepreneurs, I can't speak for all businesses, but until you get to that point where you have scaled your business and you are doing well enough to have a team that you
Mhm.
trust to keep the daily operations of the business going, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially Black women entrepreneurs, are solopreneurs. So it's just them, and when it's just you, when you're down, everything is down. And so that can potentially have an impact, whether good, bad, indifferent, on your business. It will have some sort of impact. So the biggest thing that I heard, that I will continue to take away is scheduling that in.
Mhm.
So when it comes to calendar management, just like we have meetings on our calendars for work or client meetings, schedule in meetings for rest or block off time to rest. I was actually on a call today. Shout out to um, the WBE, ORV, Ohio River Valley Women Business Enterprise. I'm a part of their women of color subcommittee. And today, as we were discussing proceedings for an upcoming event, we're just coming off the hinges of another conference. And one of the women shared how after, she's been traveling, or after she's back home from a conference, she automatically blocks off the next day. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
that is brilliant. I'm going to share that tonight on the call for other entrepreneurs as an idea of calendar management, because oftentimes once we do go away or do something that is outside of the routine, or if we're going to these conferences, the conferences that I've been to are jammed packed. It is not rest. It is very much work. And so I think it is critical to put that in as a good practice, to block off the next day and potentially the day after that, or a half of a day after that, depending upon how long it takes your body to recover and your mental space to recover. So I think those are beautiful next actions. I told the people that they will be walking away with something, some actionable steps that they could do to implement self-care as a strategy for self-improvement, and you have provided that to us. So thank you so much, Miss Sonya. Again, I would love for you to share any additional information about the happenings that you are doing, and again, where the people can find you online.
Yes, I have some exciting things happening. If you do need help with, finding your self-care strategy that works for you in your life currently, because I don't help people make plans based upon, future state. We're working with what you have now. So feel free to reach out to me. My website is in the chat. Jessica put www.sonyafrazier.com. Feel free to reach out to me in my contact form. Would love to work with you. I'm taking, some clients for that. Also, I have a weekly self-care newsletter. So if you'd like to read emails or just have some tools in your toolbox for whenever you need them, be sure to sign up for that. That link is also going to be dropped in the chat. And then lastly, I am a co-collaborator on a wellness retreat that's going to be happening in Clearwater, Florida, October 13th, 14th, and 15th. So if you're interested in that, we also have that link in the chat. Be sure to register quickly. Space is limited and slots are filling up, but it will be an awesome experience. So I'll be there really focusing on self-care and wellness, and my creator, Lashana Johnson, she is a certified life coach. So we'll be walking through, our theme is ask. So ASK, ask, seek, and knock. So really getting clear as we go into the fourth quarter and the new year, what your ask is at this point. What do you need from yourself? What do you need from others? Seeking your source. So really tapping into your self-care strategies. That'll help you advance your goals or your intentions. And then knock. So really going for it, practicing being bold in our ask, being unapologetic, and really how to knock down any barriers that are perceivably in our way, that we know that they're not, because,
I love it. I love it. My prayer is that I will be able to make space and time to attend in person. However, I have already attended a Moment to Exhale, part of the virtual series that you all do. And I was truly, truly blessed. That is where I first experienced that aha with regards to rest, and why I made a special request that you talk about it or touch on it this evening, because I think it is crucial. So I would encourage those that are listening to definitely follow Miss Sonya online at the Sonya Frazier on social. And then, as she's already stated, the links are in the chat. I still have it there where you can access her website, and then also the retreat. I just have high expectations for what will come out of that. And I know that the folks that will be in attendance will truly, truly be blessed. So please be sure to check out all of that information. Please, I would be remiss if I did not also encourage you to check us out online at www.gpdcreativeagency.com. Our social media handles are there on the screen, but it's at Create with GPD across the board. Give us your feedback. I would love to hear any thoughts or comments with regards to not only self-care, but how you as an entrepreneur or professional are implementing self-improvement strategies, not only this month, but in your daily life as an entrepreneur. So please give us feedback, share this live with a friend, and again, let us know your thoughts. Miss Sonya, I will give you the last words. And again, thank you so much for your yes and for what you've shared tonight. It's really been enlightening.
Yes, I, just want to say thank you again, Jessica, for continuing with this series. You could have been one and done, but you're keeping it going. It's a great message. So thank you for that. Thank you for all the work that you're doing, and congratulations on all the awards that you've won and the future awards that you're going to get. I'm already claiming it. I don't know if you applied for anything, but if you do, you're going to get it.
Thank you.
So keep going on this journey. It's very inspiring. And, self-care is the best care. Rest is a right, not a reward. Rest is productive. So I'll leave everybody with that. And I always say too, today is a great day for self-care. It's not too late to do something that will pour back into yourself what you poured out for the day. So
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you again so much, and have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.